Hello, Sofa Squad, and welcome back to the truck. We're not in a fancy place today. We're actually just in the parking lot at the apartment complex. However, I wanted to come on here and do a couple of things. First of all, today I'm going to be doing the live stream, but later because I have a dentist appointment. So that's at like 12:30. So whenever I get back from that, I'm just going to make the live and we'll go live and watch the trial today. So I wanted to talk about the two biggest things for me yesterday or the day before, depending on when you're watching this, is Ray Hermosillo and also the storage unit video. Now, if you are just joining, if this is your first video to me, this is about the Lori Daybell case. This is Arizona versus Lori Daybell. She has been accused of conspiring to take the life of her former nephew-in-law, Brandon Boudreaux. Brandon was married to her niece, Melanie, formerly Boudreaux, now Melanie Pulowski. Lori has been representing herself. This is her last trial up in all of the crimes she has committed, and she's kind of just dialing it in. Now, we also learned a couple of things. So the day before, so today I'm recording this is Wednesday. So Monday there was like some kind of drama, or no, I'm sorry, Tuesday, with the court was late and we had to do the sidebar. Well, apparently the judge had to have her ordered into court. Okay. And he was short and snappy with her. Okay, he was done with her yesterday on Tuesday, y'all. I mean, done. Okay, can you blame him? So he was just not having her stuff. Now, there's a lot of technical testimony and that kind of stuff, and it was interesting to see who she would question and who she wouldn't, because some people that seem to be like this female detective on there, very strong woman, very I'm going to get the job done kind of thing. I was surprised that Lori questioned her. There was another detective, Detective Pilar. She kept that man on the stand. Bless his heart. I mean, y'all, it was just like, what are we doing here? And part of me was like, is she punishing all of us? Is she punishing all of us? Well, okay. Then we got to yesterday's testimony, and I'm sorry if I'm saying the dates wrong because today is Wednesday. It's been a crazy week. So we get to yesterday's testimony. I just want to talk about two aspects of it. The storage unit video. So basically, what's going to happen is Wednesday today, the state's going to have one more witness and then they're done. I don't think Lori's going to be calling anybody because she didn't subpoena anybody, right? So what do you do from there? Now, the state, in my opinion, again, yes, my bias is I've followed this case for years. I 100% think she is guilty on everything. It is very hard for me to view it through the lens of a juror who's just like, who's Lori Daybell? So I 100%, there's that. In my opinion, my non-professional, non-credentialed opinion, I think that the state, when they presented all their stuff yesterday, it was the nail in the coffin. And it started with the video footage and ended with Detective Hermasillo. The video footage of the storage unit, and I believe it was Gigi from Pretty Lies and Alibis who was there in the courtroom. She did like a little short or whatever, a quick little update, whatever. And she was like, that is like, we saw some reaction out of the jury over that. Like, we saw some writing down, we saw some shifting in the seats, we saw that kind of stuff. And so I was curious. I love those kind of nuances and textures that people who are there let us know, because that's such a huge difference, right? So my opinion, watching the storage unit thing, I'm like, here you go. There's the Jeep. Okay. There is Lori. There is Chad with the back seat, with the tire, renting a storage unit the day before, whatever it was, dropping off, getting stuff out. Here is said Jeep over here. I mean, y'all, it was all on camera. And so to me, it's like, okay, this is, not looking good. Now, Lori has done, I don't want to say a good job, but she's done I don't know how you would say it. She's been sitting here working to throw Melanie under the bus, to create reasonable doubt with her niece, Melanie. And obviously sitting here and being like, oh, Brandon, did this himself and it was a conspiracy on Brandon's part and all these other people but me or whatever. But it's interesting how much Melanie's name stays in Lori's mouth, right? So, that part to me was just like wild. Okay. I was like, whoa, there was just no shame here. So we have the storage stuff. we have all that. Now, before we talk about Detective Hermosillo, let's talk very quickly about Alex's inability to ever pull off a crime. Y'all, this is probably going down in the top like Walmart footage moments of evidence, y'all. I mean, every bit of evidence that comes out with Alex, it's like, oh yeah, well, we went in the house and found a phone and it was still logged into Lolly, whatever her email is. Oh yeah, Alex was on his burner phone checking his Gmail. Oh yeah, Alex was at the restaurant on his burner phone sending emails about Brandon. I mean, it goes, yeah, we found his DNA in the tree. We found this, we found that. He was, I forget what the Walmart situation was yesterday, but Walmart made its way into the case. Alex proof all over it. And I was just sitting here like, you can't make this up. Like, how are we in this timeline, right? So Detective Hermosillo gets up there and the state keeps him there for quite some time. And I mean, if you follow this case, Detective Hermosillo, just a very professional, stand up kind of guy or whatever, right? He's been here since, he's seen the most horrific things. Okay. So the state gets him up here and literally walks him through the timeline, the evidence, the Jeep. This happened here. We went and did this. We found this in the apartment. It was Lori's email. It was on said burner phone. I mean, the whole 9 yards, right? Yes, that's the Jeep. This was here. Yes, that's the Jeep that was missing the thing, like all the stuff. Okay. And I'm sitting here listening to it, and this is where I was like, oh, I don't know how you come back from this, right? Now I get conspiracy is really, really hard to prove and whatnot. So for me, listening to Detective Hermosillo just absolutely connect all the dots for everybody, right? Just line it up like here is everything, as well as the storage unit video, to me was the slam dunk for the state, right? Now, the biggest thing was we're sitting here watching this, blah, 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 blah. I've got stuff going on, personal life stuff going on. So I was like, please let it be done by the time Detective gets up there. It was, thank the heavens. And then we were like, okay, what is Lori going to say to this man? Well, you already know. She said, nope, no questions for him. My mouth hit the floor. And that's when I was like, she knows she's cooked, right? She knows she is cooked. Okay. Because if she's not going to even get up there and question him, okay, the woman has questioned the victim of the crime for what, a whole day, drug him through the mud, shamed him. She knew better, right? She knew better with Kay as well, and that's why she got up there with Kay and only asked her a couple of things. With Detective Hermosillo, the evidence was so damning, in my opinion, that it was like you can't say anything or open any kind of doorway with him because it's going to be so bad, right? Um, so I was floored when she did not question him because, again, outside of getting up there and being like, where did you park? Do you have a bamboo shirt on? What are the other things that we have to ask? Really just the parking situation. Is your parking validated for today? The whole 9 yards, right? There's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say. It's probably the smartest move she's made in the trial because it's just like, oh, here we go. But this is also what I'm talking about, where she knows right from wrong. She knows what she's doing, right? Even though she gets up there and asks these ridiculous questions, and sometimes they're good. Sometimes, like yesterday, and I can't remember who it was, but she was asking something. It was Detective Pilar. I could see his name. I can't get it right. Um, and she was like talking to him about like, so y'all didn't do this, you didn't collect this evidence, you didn't do that. And I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, okay, for Lori, this would be something that if she just got up there and said these things, could be like, oh, that was pretty good. I'm kind of surprised there. Like, that was a pretty good question there. But she doesn't. She has a personal agenda and she buries these okay questions underneath just utter ridiculousness. And it's like, oh my, how have we even got here? She's lost the jury so far. I mean, I think the judge is applying for new jobs on the computer back there, right? He's like, I can't with this. I'm just, come on now. So it's like, so when she does have a good question that she could get a point for, let's say, it's it falls on deaf ears, in my opinion, right? So that being said, those are the main things I'm going to talk about, and the main things I was seeing people hit me up overnight with, was that. So yeah, I personally, so to answer the biggest question I got was, do I think that Hermosillo was like basically the slam dunk? Yes, 100%. Now they have another witness, so I'm curious because to me, I was like, oh, you start with Brandon and you end with Detective Hermosillo. Done. Go on and get her, her little cot ready because she's cooked. Okay, she's going. I know she's already in prison or sentence, but you know what I'm saying. I'm just being dramatic. But yeah, I 100% did. Um, I think that the storage unit too was their slam dunk as well, right? That video with Detective Hermosillo, it was just like wow. So it's Thursday, or I'm sorry, it's Wednesday. I think honestly, this could be going to at minimum closing arguments tomorrow, right? If not today. I almost see this wrapping up by Friday. I don't think the jury's going to take that long. There wasn't a ton of evidence to go over. There just wasn't. And I think Detective Hermosillo and like I said, the storage unit stuff and some other things along the way as well are going to be huge, 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 huge. So, anyways, that is it. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I will, like I said, I'll log on. I'll get the live set up when I get home. I'm not going to pre-schedule it because I don't know. It's a regular appointment at the dentist. But you know how that is. I don't want everyone to be like, where is the sofa? Where is the sofa? So, anyways, that's it. Let me know what you think down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all those fun little YouTubey things. And that's it. I'll see y'all this afternoon on the podcast channel. I do appreciate you. I do love you. I will talk to you soon.